So Greta Thunberg and her friends sailed their way all the way to Israel, well, to Gaza, got stopped by Israel, was then shown the horrific footage of the October 7th atrocities, turned their backs when faced with the footage, and then she left, leaving her friends behind. What a scene. Let's take a look.
To these images of Greta Thunberg, who is arriving in Paris. Looks like she's going to speak to the media. Let's have a listen.
Greta, would you tell us how Natasha Butler from Al Jazeera, tell us what it was like on the boat? And how was it the last few hours?
We were on international waters. We were illegally attacked and kidnapped by Israel and taken against our will to Israel, where we were detained, and then some of us deported, some are still there. There are very big
Some are still there because she left them there.
uncertainties because it was quite chaotic and uncertain, so I don't really know what's going on. I haven't had a phone for many days, and
What were the conditions for you over the last few hours?
they were absolutely nothing compared to what people are going through in Palestine, especially Gaza right now. And this is yet another international a violation of international, countless of such, especially towards Palestinians, that
I know there's a little bit of a delay, it's just because of the video, so just listen to what she's saying.
Israel are committing by blocking and preventing humanitarian aid from entering Gaza. That is illegal.
How did the Israelis treat you? We saw them giving out sandwiches on their social media. How did
Yeah, they probably have posted lots of PR stunt videos. As I said, I have not seen anything, but they did an illegal act by kidnapping us on international waters and against our will, bringing us to Israel, keeping us in the bottom of the boat, not letting us getting out, and so on. But that is not the real story here. The real story is that there is a genocide going on in Gaza and a systematic starvation following the siege and blockade now, which is leading to food, medicine, water that are desperately needed to get into Gaza is prevented from doing so. But of course there are many attempts like this mission, both by sea and land, to break that siege and open up a humanitarian corridor.
Could I ask you, you said you had no contact at all with any of your other colleagues from the boat when you were detained? Is that what you said?
No, that's not what I said. I was just mainly speaking, and I don't really know what's going on because...
You don't know what's going on with the others?
Are you worried about the
I wasn't
others?
able to say goodbye.
Are you worried about the others, that they might be detained for any length of time?
Yeah, I'm very worried about them. We heard many different messages pointing towards that they would not make it easy. And there were troubles with being able to see lawyers. So I am very much calling for their immediate release and calling for everyone who can to mobilize to their governments and other ways to demand their immediate release. And of course to demand...
In other ways? Greta, what other ways would you like them to mobilize to the governments? It's interesting.
Not only humanitarian aid being let into Gaza, but also a ceasefire, but most importantly an end to the occupation and an end to the systemic oppression and violence that Palestinians are facing on an everyday basis.
Are you disappointed you didn't manage to break the blockade?
I don't know if disappointed is the right word. This is a continued violation of international law and war crimes that Israel are systematically committing against Palestinians by not letting aid come in, by starving people and mass slaughtering in every possible way.
I still think it's fascinating that someone like her can use this language when she hasn't even seen it herself. Like, she continues to say this mass slaughtering. Israel's not taking Palestinians and putting them into gas chambers and fooling them into going to take a shower. That's what mass slaughtering is, and that's what the Nazi Germany regime did to Jews during the Holocaust. Like, this language is absolutely, it's insane. It's totally outrageous, the language that people use to describe what's going on in this war. Outrageous.
During a live stream, full-blown genocide that the world is watching.
How do you feel about the European governments and their position and what they're doing or not doing?
Yeah, both in our case, their silence was complicity with Israel's illegal actions, but most importantly, their complicity in the genocide that's going on now by sending aid, by sending military and financial support to Israel. They are also part of the killings of Palestinians.
There's a conference coming up at the UN. France is thinking of recognizing the state of Palestine.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
It's the very, very bare minimum. Of course, welcome, but we need so much more than that. When there's even a risk of genocide happening, we have a duty to prevent that from happening. And right now, we are so far gone beyond that stage. It is. There are no words to describe the betrayal that is happening every day by our own governments.
You were made the choice. You were offered the choice to return straight away, or for leaving Israel. Can you tell us? You chose to leave Israel straight away. We've been told that people were forced to sign papers in which they recognized they'd entered the country illegally. Did that happen for you?
I did not recognize that I entered the country legally.
I just want to shift here for a moment because the video froze, but there's actually some really good content here on X that I want to walk you guys through. This is Kosher's account here, which is so awesome. Greta caught in the grift. Listen to what she tells Sky and then watch the video of what actually went down. We're not going to watch the video, but she does say in international waters we were attacked and kidnapped, and stated that she hasn't had a phone for a few days, so she doesn't know what's going on. So number one, I wonder why you don't have a phone. Number two, it's Israeli waters and there was no attack or kidnapping. Literally, it's Israeli waters. There were no violations of international law. You came into Israeli water. And two, following the fact that your phone is in the Mediterranean somewhere, you obviously haven't seen the video of you allegedly throwing all the electrical equipment overboard, which all seemingly staging scenarios for your cameraman. And that's in here. This is when they came. Let's move along here. This is great. Among the 4-man crew, 4 people, including Greta, signed voluntary departure agreements and left Israel. The remaining 8 refused to sign and were transferred to a detention facility. They do realize it's not a hostage situation if they're refusing to leave, right? All these people with this language. This was the interview I believe you were just watching. So she lands in Paris. She says they tried to make us watch all the kinds of propaganda videos, but she did not watch. This is nothing compared to what's happening in Gaza, which is in desperate need of humanitarian aid. So they refuse to watch the films, okay? And I don't know why this should be a surprise to anybody. Defense Minister Katz says the Chinese activists from the boat that they intended to break Israel's blockade on the Gaza Strip refused to view a video showing the atrocities committed by Hamas terror group. I don't know why people are surprised by this. Like, what would make you think that they were going to watch it? Greta and her flotilla companions were taken into a room upon their arrival for a screening of the horror films of October 7th massacre, and when they saw what it was about, they refused to continue watching. I don't know why so many people are surprised by this. In one of my other videos, I literally said that this is predictable. It's extremely predictable that they were not going to watch this. It's extremely predictable to say that they obviously were going to call this Israeli propaganda. It's extremely predictable to say that Israel was going to stop them and that they were going to send them back to where they need to go. It's extremely predictable. We have this group of people in the world now that are freaking out. Like, Greta did this, she didn't. Ladies and gentlemen, you think she was going to watch the October 7th atrocity videos? She's so anti-Israel, so against Israel. Anything that I say, Israel says, Jews say, anything that they say is just bullshit. So what makes you think Israel stopping them on Israeli soil, in Israeli water, taking them into Israel, making them watch the film, you think that she was going to sit there and watch it and then change her mind? It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Anyways, let's see what unfolds. We all know it's regularly scheduled program here, ladies and gentlemen. We already know how people are going to react, what they're going to say. Israel did this, Israel did this, Israel did this. It's a lose, 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 lose every single time. Every single time. You think there's ever going to be a good piece of news coming out that I get to report on that actually the anti-Israel people are going to make themselves realize, hold on a second, we might be wrong here. We might not have this thing right. Come on. They're so far deep down that hole. It's just like there's no way of digging them out, right? So we need to get those free-thinking, rational people to turn on their Wi-Fi, because Greta has no Wi-Fi. She's on airplane mode. There's no service. So thank you so much for all your support. See you next video. If you want to continue the conversation, you can support my work for free. Discord does not cost a thing. It is the best way to connect with me and others who are seeking the truth. The link is in the description. But if you want to take it one step further, my Patreon gives you access to the Israel you don't see, uncovering the untold stories of what mainstream media does not show you. The link is in the description, and it helps me to continue this work. Or if you're just looking to help this thing go, PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee is a really easy way to support me. This channel, this work does not happen without all of you. Thank you. I love you. I'll see you next time.